Maggie. Oh, thank God.
Oh, you gotta love Maggie. And
no, thank God they brought her back. It's like you were sitting there with her one day, and it's like, and the day she left.
Right, I know. I was. All right, listen, Tim, appreciate your call, but I want to keep moving. There's been people on hold all this time. I want to get everybody on. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Hi.
Would you like to identify your first name?
My name's Marlene.
You know why I'm doing that? Because Howie didn't want to know anybody's name, but I figure he's listening in heaven, so I want to use everybody's name.
Yes, and my husband Philip was an avid Howie fan. He's listened for probably 25 years.
Somebody's at the door. I don't know who it is. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My husband was an avid listener to Howie. He's probably listened over 25 years.
Right.
And I would listen, but I never called. Well, recently, I had started calling the past few years. I was known to him as the Cleveland school teacher.
Oh, so you gave him some good inside information.
Right, and then I had colleagues also calling in and that I didn't even know, but they were also Cleveland school teachers, and so it started to become on Saturdays the Cleveland Teacher Show.
Oh, you know, one thing about Howie, I'll tell you this, you didn't want to be on the wrong, if you did something wrong, you know, you didn't want Howie Chizek after you, I'll tell you that.
Right, and he really respected teachers. You could just feel that there was a real respectfulness toward teachers, because the reason why I started calling in is because people really didn't believe in the public what actually happens in some of these Cleveland.
Yeah, we don't want, yeah, but you know, we'll save that some other time. I mean, the nice thing is, and I appreciate your call, we're not going to talk about schools, we're not going to talk about anything, just how you felt about him, and that's what you were doing, but I don't want to get off track in any way, shape, or form. Long distance, you're on the air, go ahead, please.
Hi, Bob.
Oh.
It's been a sad night.
Yes, it is a very sad night.
I got a few things I'd like to say. I'd like to thank you, Mark, for staying on the air.
Oh, no, we're fine, and I have to say, Bob Golic just came in, and you know, and I'd said on the air earlier, he mentioned he wanted to come in, and he's here, and he's certainly more than welcome to be here. And boy, Bob, you have a great-looking kid, man. That's a great-looking young guy there. That's Gage?
That's Gage.
All right, well,
That's
Gage,
Bob.
I would usually give you more attention, but tonight we're letting this go.
That's Bob Earley.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir. I apologize. Sit down, Bob.
No problem. No problem. I think
I'm glad I dressed up for today.
I think Howie would want us all to be strong and soldier on.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do. I mean, like I said, WNIR is a team, and no matter what we do off the air, we certainly stick together, and we're all going to clasp arms, and we're all going to move forward. And for those of you who are concerned there's no future for us, I mean, have a little more faith in us, because we're just going to do it, right, Bobby? I mean,
Absolutely.
whatever it takes, we'll do. You're a pro athlete.
Yeah, you know, Howie loved this. I mean, it wasn't just radio. It wasn't just talking to people. I mean, he loved the whole thing. I mean, I'll never forget the relationships. I'll never forget when I first walked in here, and a couple of times he would leave. What's that?
Let's read that. No, read it out loud.
I won't read it. Wait.
Does that surprise you? That's what you just read there.
God.
Only from some of the listeners.
That's unbelievable.
I know, it is unbelievable.
Let's say something else.
Yeah, what I was saying is...
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
He didn't hear you. It was my fault.
I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know it's confusing, but I would like to say God bless WNIR.
Thank you. Thank you very much. He will. He will. And thank you very much for the call.
All right, all right, Bobby, I might get fired, so I'm not going to make you part of this because I'm not going to news.
Well, okay, I'm with you.
We're 8 lines deep, and
I'm with you.
yeah.
I'm going to finish my one thought though. When one of the first week that I was here, and I would walk in, and Howie would walk out, and we'd cross each other, and he was always so cordial, so nice, and I was just like this is a great place. All these people are so friendly. And finally, after about a week or so, he stops and he goes, you know what? He goes, the last guy that walked in here, he goes, we never talked for like 30 years. It's just nice to have somebody to talk to.
And there was some real animal. I mean, there was.
I gathered that over
This
the years.
wasn't Happy Land, that's for sure.
No.
Go ahead, you're on the air. Bob Earley's here. Bob Golic just came in. Thank God, it's nice. And Mark Leland's been really helping us a lot with the production. But we want to hear what you have to say. Thank you for calling. Are you there, please? One that's not.
Hello?
Go ahead, you're on the
Hi
air.
there.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
You're on the air.
My name is Eileen.
Hi, Eileen. I'm doing that, Bob. I don't know if you heard. Just because of Howie didn't want to know anybody's names.
Oh,
So now we're going to let him know who
That
it
was,
is.
okay, that's
I
great.
missed that. I just heard it at, at the 11 o'clock news, and he made me laugh through so many.
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
He just made me laugh, and he made me smile. And I would be driving somewhere, and I might not be feeling good, and he would say something, and I just thought he was the greatest person ever. And what he did with the CYO, how he was such a fine person that he would advertise, or he would mention something, and he would make my mouth water. And 2 days ago, I went to New York to Chicago Pizza, and I walked in there, and I don't drive anywhere. I drove all the way out there because he made me want a pizza. I went into the guy, and the guy said he won't take any favors. He always pays for his pizza. And I tried calling Howie and telling him where I was that very day because he made me go there. I loved him. I wanted to have lunch with him. I thought he must be such a fine man to be so helpful to so many people, children, and the way he cared about people.
And when I started hearing from day one, when I heard people say, I listened to the show all day long. And when I heard Howie going for 5 hours during the day, my first reaction was, I can understand why. And just listen. You listen to the way he talks. You listen to the care he puts in it. You can tell the care that and the feelings he has for the callers. And of course, every once in a while, there's some that don't, and he lets them know too. But
And he was funny.
But no animosity in his
He was
voice.
No.
funny, but he was funny, but he was kind.
yes, he was.
I think I really feel for your loss because
It's all of our loss.
the community really has lost a wonderful, wonderful man, and I'm so sad.
I think I've been here 7 years, and I think you and I feel like my heart's been ripped out. And you guys, so many of you have been listening to him for 30 years plus. This is like a family member.
Yeah, he talked about his dad, he talked about his mom, and he was just like so personable. It's like he was your next door neighbor, whether you really saw him or not.
All right, well, listen, thank you.
I'm really sad for you. I'm so sad.
Thank you so much for calling, and
Stay with us. We will keep everything rolling, and hopefully you'll stay part of our family.
Oh, I'll be part of the family.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never be replaced.
All right.
thank you so
won't.
much. By the way, thanks again for coming in.
I wasn't sure how long you were going to go, and I know that you said you were going to go until the calls didn't come anymore, and I just kind of thought, that you started at 7?
7,
So I figured, you might need a respite somewhere along the
Well,
way.
the Kaiser said go at 1, but I may end up leaving early. They just don't stop. How can you leave? I don't know what we do.
I don't know. You don't realize how many lives he's touched.
And to leave it go like this.
Yeah.
All right, well, you're on the air. Go ahead. You got the Bob and Bob show.
Yeah, hi Bob.
Hey.
This is only funny. This is only the second time I've called. And the last time I called was about 2 or 3 nights ago when we were talking about the 10 Commandments, I think. And I had a little conversation with you then.
I remember.
Yeah, and anyways, I almost feel a little bit like when Dorothy Bolton died all those years ago. Just a really, really great person that really cared about our cities. Dorothy Bolton for Cleveland, and of course Howie for Cleveland Akron. I almost feel like the same when she passed away. Especially, I think she was a voice for all of us drivers that had to put up with all these high gasoline prices, and I think that's one thing Howie kind of stood up for too. He always stood up against these high gasoline prices too, just like the rest of us that have to drive and put gasoline in our cars. And I really enjoyed that about him. The other thing I really enjoyed about him was his tongue-in-cheek humor. There was nobody better than Howie at the tongue-in-cheek humor, and I think that's what I'm really going to miss about the guy. Plus his great conversations with some of the great callers.
Do you realize it took me a while, guys, to understand it was tongue-in-cheek? I would listen going, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. And then finally I just go, you know what? This is Howie. This is who he is. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I truly have been a listener for 30, 35 years. I know him very well, and it's just amazing. It's just, but what a great testament to his life.
We could sit here all night.
We could take 7,000 calls tonight if we wanted to.
And I guess, I guess I'm most shocked you got today because I just started listening to him about 6-7 months ago. I listened to him about 10 years ago. I stopped listening, but I got a job down in Akron about 6 months ago, a big paying job, and I would tune into WNIR, and of course during that time slot I was really most busy, and he just kept me motivated to work, that whole time, and it made the day go by so fast just listening to a show.
All right, well, listen, we appreciate your call so much. We got people waiting an hour. We want to get to everyone. I got to do a spot real quick, and we'll be right back.
Hit the play. There you go.
It's not...
Whoa, Mike, changing things up today, huh?
Looks good, right?
Yeah, well,
I was sick of the same old lunch, so I went to McDonald's. Talk about quality choices. They had like over 40 things to choose from. It was awesome.
I was talking about the mesh pants.
Oh, the pants. Laundry day.
No excuse.
Want to change it up even more? Now get a 10-piece chicken McNuggets with medium fries and a medium drink for $5. Yep, just $5. Part of our 3, 4, 5 extra value meals. Limited time offer. Prices and participation may vary.
What's up?
I am contemplating the coolest thing about McDonald's McCafe.
Truly difficult choice.
Is it the sheer icy delight of a frappe or iced mocha?
Those are very cool.
The flavor explosion of a real fruit smoothie?
Ooh, equally cool.
The pure lusciousness of a McCafe shake?
Cool once again.
Or perhaps it's getting $1 off any medium or large McCafe drink every day from 2 to 5 p.m.
Now that, my friend, is as cool as it gets.
Yeah.
Prices and participation may vary. Limited time only.
How much value is left in your old car? Do you really have the desire to keep it, the money to repair it, or the time to sell it? Well, donate your car to Heritage for the Blind. Your donation is tax deductible, and your car will be towed away for free. Call 1-800-692-9178. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, trucks, vans, and boats, and it doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. Heritage for the Blind is a non-profit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call now to donate your car. And as a special thank you, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. Call 1-800-692-9178. Donating is easy, it's tax deductible, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher for donating. Call now, 1-800-692-9178. That's 1-800-692-9178. Since 1957, the Charles Auto family has been selling Chevrolet cars and trucks in historical Garrettsville. A few years back, they added Buick and Pontiac, and now they are Portage County's only Buick dealer, offering warranty service for Buick, Pontiac, and Oldsmobiles, Chevy, and Chevy trucks. So remember, when you need service on a car or truck, come see a member of the family. Charles Auto Family at Routes 82 and 88 in historical Garrettsville, or check charlesautofamily.com. Investors, how do you protect yourself against world uncertainty and rising inflation? With an investment in gold. The price of gold has doubled in the past 5 years, and experts predict prices can go much higher. For an investment of as little as $1,000, tap into the power of gold with Gold this. Did you know that life insurance rates are near record lows? If you don't have coverage, listen to this. AccuQuote can help you save up to 70% on a term life policy that's right for you. Pick up the phone and call AccuQuote at 800-318-1787. AccuQuote has helped hundreds of thousands of people save a fortune on their life insurance. Here's how. AccuQuote monitors hundreds of top-rated life insurance products so you get the lowest rates. For example, a healthy 40-year-old can buy $500,000 of 10-year level term for less than $21 a month. Rates for women are even lower. A short 5-minute call is all it takes. Call AccuQuote for a free life insurance quote. 1-800-318-1787. Rates, policy forms, and availability vary by state. Find out how much you can save on life insurance. Call AccuQuote for your free quote. 1-800-318-1787. That's 800-318-1787.
Were you ever a Girl Scout or Brownie? Then you're a Girl Scout alum. Make a difference. Help the girls of today become the women leaders of tomorrow. Share memories. Everywhere we turn, women are excited to share anecdotes about being a Girl Scout. Whether it's a fond memory of camp, a friendship formed 50 years ago, or a college student whose passion was ignited as a Girl Scout, the stories are everywhere. Join us. Once a Girl Scout, always a Girl Scout. Visit gsneo.org to join the
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-692-9178. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, trucks, vans, and boats, whether they run or not. Donate your vehicle and you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-692-9178. That's 1-800-692-9178.
Bad things sometimes happen to good people. Did something happen in your life and now you're just having a really hard time with your bills? You're trying your best, but you just can't get your debts under control. Call American Financial Solutions. We can help you get back on track and on with your life. This is not a loan, so homeownership is not required. We offer professional counseling and a customized plan to bring your debts back under control and help you get them paid off. Don't lose any more sleep over your credit card, medical, or collection debts. If you're ready to take control of your debts and your money, call American Financial Solutions right now. 800-978-4816. 800-978-4816. Call right now for a free debt analysis. 800-978-4816. 800-978-4816.
All right, Bob Earley with you. It's about 13 minutes after midnight. The lines are jammed. Bob Golic himself drove down from Solon with his son Gage. He's a good-looking kid, yeah. I really will say that. And I want to thank you for coming down. It's just amazing. Well, you came. I think it's cool. I just think it's great. Mark Leland, Jim Isabella also stopped over, but
Couch Burner stopped in very briefly.
Couch Burner stopped in, and
he just wanted to sit in his chair.
You just wonder what everybody's rationale is in times like this. You know?
Yeah,
I know what yours is.
I was panicked on you. I mean, I'm thinking you just said I'm going to take calls until they're not there anymore, and I'm thinking I gotta go help them out.
Well, I don't know what to do. I mean, Bob said leave at 12, and I said no. I'll leave at 1. He goes, well, then make sure you leave. But he's worried about tomorrow.
I understand.
You know, but these people have been up, and none of them stay up this late at night on a Sunday night. So I figured if they call, we should be here.
Yeah, well said.
Did you agree with me, Bob Golic?
I agree
Write
with
that
you
down.
100%.
All right, thank you, Bob Golic.
Liberal.
Bob Golic, you're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hi.
Hi.
You got Bob and Bob here, and Mark too, actually.
I raised my kids in northern Suffolk County and got a territory for Akron for what I sold. And one day saw a bus that said the Talk of Akron, and I never heard of talk radio before. So I tuned it in and became instantly hooked on it. And the other day I was so sad, Howie said something about people don't want to go out with me unless I pay. And I said, I'd pay for you for lunch anytime. I thought that I'd like to pick that brain forever.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the guy in 35 years of radio, well, not even just the radio time, but just the knowledge he's acquired, the information. I used to listen to him during the day, and somebody would ask them a question about something relatively obscure, and he'd have the answer, and I'm thinking, wow, does he do all that? I mean, I read all the time, and I listen to him just talk about these things as if it's in the front of his mind. What an incredible knowledge.
Well, one day I was driving in Talmadge, and I called him up and I said, I just used your Howie Moses move. And he didn't even remember ever saying that. And he said, I forgot what that is. What's the Howie Moses move? I said, if the water's deep on the road, you stay close to the guy in front of you, and he parts the waters, and you drive in his wake. And he said, oh, that does work, doesn't it? I said, yes.
But just remember the rest of it. Just don't be the Pharaoh.
No.
You can't be that Pharaoh. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. He has drawn so many people into this station, into talk radio, and so many times it is losing a friend.
It is. I texted my boys, and they both texted their condolences.
What's your first name? We're taking names from everyone since Howie never did.
Tilly.
Tilly?
Uh-huh.
What a beautiful name.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, Bob. Here it is. It's 20 minutes or 15 minutes after 12 o'clock. With a little talk of Akron.
Yeah.
We lost Howie, and this is amazing. And we're going to be here for you guys. If you want to keep calling, we're going to hear. One of us.
Bob.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey, crazy story. Today, I work at the airport, and ironically, I saw Bob Golic a couple days ago dropping his wife off.
Yeah.
Anyway, today I met Howie for the first time.
Oh,
today?
Incredible. He was in there with his kids going to Orlando. They were going out at AirTran 427 flight, or the time was 427. And I went over and I said, "Are you Howie Chizek?" Because I saw him from a distance. Never saw him in person, and shook his hand, and it's incredible. I said, "Go ahead, Bob."
No, did he say? I mean, he had to have been normal. This was like a shock heart attack, right? I mean,
yeah, he was perfectly fine, Bob. No issues. I talked to him maybe 5 minutes or so. They were sitting in the food court. The kids were ordering Subway and whatnot. And it's incredible. I came home tonight and heard the news, and I just had to call. The first time I meet him is it's incredible. Incredible.
Well, you know what? You got a chance. You got a chance to meet him. You got a chance to. And again, he didn't like Bob said. He didn't take names, but. Every once in a while, people get to meet him, and he, in talking to him, he loved meeting people.
Yeah, he did.
He really and truly did, because he knows, when, like the Howie's Helping Hand and stuff, he was always amazed at how giving people were. And so when people came up and talked to him and said, he absolutely loved it. So I'm glad that you got a chance to talk to him.
Oh, it's incredible. He was so down to earth. It was just, wow. It was, like I said, I'm almost getting choked up talking about it now, because, like I said, my wife and I came home tonight and heard the news, and I said, wow. I never called WNIR before. I've listened for a long time, and wow.
Well, it was nice of you to call. We also had a call. I don't know if you heard the limo driver.
Yeah.
Called in.
That's come down, really.
Yeah, so, hey, thanks so much, man. We appreciate it. Yes. You're on the air. Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi there.
Oh, Vicki Schaefer.
Hey, Vicki.
Oh, that's Miss Vicki. She has our legal show
Oh,
on 6
my
o'clock.
God. WNIR family. I am so devastated.
When did you hear, Vic?
Just about 2 hours ago, one of our callers called me.
Okay.
And I am just so devastated. But what I want to say is, that I'm an estate planning lawyer.
Right.
And, none of us know how long we're going to be on this earth. And I would just like to say, please be kind to everybody you deal with. Everybody. Your neighbors, your friends, your co-workers. Actually, today I had 2 people that actually died of massive heart attacks.
You've had a bad month. We talked the other day.
And Bob, I am so thankful that you and Bob and Mark are there.
Thanks, Vic.
Well, and
I'll be there tomorrow. I just had to call you because I couldn't show up there tomorrow and hear that without calling you.
it would be. Well, we're glad that you called. He is God. imagine?
I mean, so many of my clients listen to him.
Yeah.
And I mean, they so appreciate him. And they so love him. And, you know, life is short.
Yeah.
And you've just got to...
Vicki, do you remember Sunday, you and I having this very conversation?
Yes, we did.
We talked about it for, not about Howie, of course, but about for 20 minutes, because you'd had a couple other clients that died, and you just don't know, man. You just, I mean,
when you do estate planning, I mean, you have to get used to people dying. But when they die, this unexpectedly.
Yeah.
I mean, people should realize that, you know, you've got to be kind to your friends and your family and your neighbors and people you love. I mean, it's just not worth any fights or anything being unkind to people.
Being kind.
Life is so short.
Being kind is...
You should appreciate for people for what they are.
Being kind is so much easier. It just makes everybody's day so much easier. And it's, to be perfectly honest,